Oh boy, has this election been incredibly revelatory. There's a lot to say on this. Now, I'm not going to rehash a lot of the things I said in the past, in my more recent videos. Like, I'm obviously under the impression that President Trump has this. I'm not worried. You shouldn't be worried. I'm as calm as a clam, and you should be too. Like I said, just stick to the facts. Support the president, stand up, be vocal, be heard, that sort of thing. But we're going to set aside all that. We're going to set aside, my personal feelings on the matter, some of the more recent events that are unfolding before us. And let's just talk about this, the reaction to this perceived victory from the modern left, because it's been absolutely hilarious and incredibly telling, by the way, very telling. So I have this image right here that was pulled up. Thunderfoot, or Phil Mason, the goofball science guy on YouTube, he ended up retweeting this and posting it on his timeline. And this is actually something that's been repeated from people that I know, very similar memes. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this. So in 2016, the MAGA guy is like, haha, yes, we won. Fuck you, libtards. Your liberal snowflake tears are so sweet. Enjoy the next 4 years because we're going to make your lives a living hell. Fuck your feelings t-shirt and all. All right. And then, of course, in 2020, oh no, we lost. How can this be? Please don't be mean to us. This is not the time for hate. Please be considerate of our tender feelings. And then you got the little tears and all. And the MAGA hat comes off, of course. So yeah, this is very interesting. First off, this is a conversation that literally nobody is having. The only people that are calling for unity would be probably Joe Biden, and then that's really about it. People on my side of the aisle, people who are pro sovereignty, America first, that kind of thing. We're not interested in unity. We're not interested in peace. We are committed to fighting this thing to the bitter end. We will be defiant until the bitter end. And we're not going to take this thing sitting down. And by the way, both of these images are insanely inaccurate. At what point did the MAGA people make life a living hell for the modern left? At what point was there a stated goal to make the lives of people who don't agree with us miserable? This is an absolute lie. The image in 2016 is an absolute lie. Granted, we memed on the modern left, but they brought it upon themselves, and it's just really easy to tease these people, and it's fucking hilarious because it takes like no effort at all. Like there was again, not low energy, but just low tier memeing from an elderly group of people at some event. I don't remember, this was a long time ago, but they were wearing these shirts. I'd rather be Russian than a Democrat, or something to that effect, and people lost their fucking minds. It's the funniest thing in the world. It takes no effort to tease these people. And again, if you genuinely believe that your life was made miserable because of the opinions held by other people, you're a loser. You're a loser. This is more telling about you than anybody else. Honestly, it's just like I honestly underestimated the amount of people who were genuinely hurt and afflicted negatively or impacted negatively by President Trump farting in the White House. But apparently it's a thing. And then, of course, the second part, it's just like, I'm not interested in people who don't agree with me being considerate of my personal feelings. Granted, if you want to be, fine. I know I try to be considerate of other people's feelings, with the exception of a few very bad individuals, which we're not going to get into right now. But this never happened. This never happened. At what point has the modern left ever been considerate of anybody else's opinions or feelings other than their own? This is a lie. And this again, like I'm pleading with people. It's just like, I know you're not going to. And I would, even if I wanted you to be, I wouldn't even ask for it, because I know that the modern left is not capable of having any sort of sympathy or for holding back any sort of punches against people they disagree with, because they genuinely believe their opposition is full of Nazis, white supremacists. They genuinely believe they're living in behind enemy lines, that the government as it is currently in its form is oppressive. Granted, there's no evidence for this. There's no evidence of fascism. There's no evidence of systemic racism and spooky white supremacists, just roving bands of racists making the lives of people who don't look like them miserable. Like, none of this is happening. None of this is reality. This meme is a lie. And it's like, people are posting this, and it's just like, oh, well, now that the shoe is on the other foot, what are you going to do about it, you MAGA turd or whatever? Now who's the snowflake? It's like, dude, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Like, you're a bitch. You've always been a bitch. And you guys are all talk. And everything that you guys espouse is a lie. This narrative that we made life a living hell for anybody, it's debunked already. It's bullshit. It's a fugazi. It's not real. You know, it's why people like Jesse Smollett and Nathan Phillips were able to rise to prominence, and why their alleged stories of hate crimes and whatnot, reached an international audience, because none of it was real. What's his name? Sean Fitzgerald, the actual Justice Warrior, did an excellent video. He was able to demonstrate clearly, objectively, mind you, that the Trump supporters are the better people. We are kind, calm, gentle individuals. Now, when I was a liberal back in the day, like I voted for Obama in 2012. Again, I hate Obama now. I realize the error of my ways, blah, 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 blah. But, and I remember being at an election party in 2008 as well. Conservatives handled it very well with remarkable maturity, and they are doing the same thing as we speak. Granted, some people are going out there, and me included, we're going out there, we're protesting. I'm talking with the people, I'm talking with the press, and I'm telling people to calm down. And what I've gathered from being out there is everybody is for the most part very calm. They're articulate. They got their arguments in order. We're all talking to the press. We're having our voices heard, and we're changing the conversation. We're changing the dialogue. And as we speak, at this very moment, the fake news industry, they're changing the narrative up. They're starting they're shifting from Biden won, evil Drumpfler is finished, to, oh, there's going to be a coup. There's going to be all this other shenanigans. He's positioning himself to legally take the White House, blah, 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 blah. And, like I stated on November 3rd, I apologize. I just woke up, so I'm like cracking. But anyways, now that, the narrative is changing, the tone is changing, and they're positioning themselves to basically say that President Trump is going to somehow unjustly take his place in the White House again. Very interesting how all of that works. But again, the modern left and the right are not the same thing. We are not the same people. We have different temperaments. We react differently. I'm going to address some of the individuals that have been photographed in images. I'm going to post them, show them right over here on the screen, of people praying in front of this election department. There's one of them was in Clark County. Of course, I know who those people are. And then I don't know who this man is on the ground who seems to be crying. Granted, they might be crying. They might be praying. They might be acting a little, or they might be a little bit more animated than most would be. But here's the difference between 2016 and 2020. In 2020, the Democratic Party, a lot of these overzealous, power-hungry Democratic governors have ruined people's lives by the millions. Millions of Americans are not eating as much as they used to. They're worried about their families going hungry. People have lost their jobs. People have lost their businesses. Their constitutional and their human rights are violated. People are dying alone. Of course, I'm talking about our senior citizens, the elderly. They're dying off by themselves because of these bullshit lockdowns and all these unconstitutional orders to prevent people from interacting with each other. Right now, as I speak, Governor Cuomo, the mayor of Chicago, where else is it? Whitmore, and of course here in Nevada, Governor Sisolak, all Democrats, they are going to impose, or they've already imposed, very harsh lockdowns against the American people. We don't have a stomach for this anymore. A lot of us don't have a stomach for this anymore. People saw Trump as hope, as a sign of hope, a sign of relief. If he wins, we push back against this stuff, and we did win, by the way. But right now there's this perceived victory of Joseph Biden, Sleepy Joe, clenching this thing, which is not accurate at all. The Richard Ferris has done an excellent job articulating clearly why this election is a farce. But people are upset, visibly upset, because they might not even survive it, because they genuinely think they're going to die if we continue down the path of being cruel, insanely cruel to the American people, taking their human rights away, taking their constitutional rights away. And again, it's just like for the since 2015, the modern left has been crying about fascism, about tyranny, whatever. Well, where are you now? Americans are being arrested. People are being punished. Right now, those governors that I mentioned, Whitmer, Sisolak, Cuomo, they're telling people, Mayor Lori Lightfoot from Chicago, they're telling people how many people to cancel Christmas, cancel Thanksgiving, don't have people over, stay apart, do Zoom calls on your Thanksgiving, whatever. No, I refuse. I'm not going to obey unconstitutional orders from these overzealous Democratic governors. I think the American people spoke, and we absolutely, rebuked these unconstitutional lockdowns, these lockdowns that violate our human rights, these insanely cruel and degrading lockdowns. We don't have a stomach for it anymore, and people are, man, just the stories that I heard when I was out there talking with the people who are concerned about the ongoing issues at these election departments, and of course the swing states, the states that a president would need, a presidential candidate would need to win the election. That's where all these issues are happening. Apparently, very interesting how that works. But people are concerned, and just talking with them, it's just like the same thing. It's just like, look, we're tired of being abused. We see the hypocrisy. We see the BS. And we got to stand up. And they came out there. I came out there 3 days in a row to support my president. And I'm going to continue to support my president. I'm not going to take this thing lying down. I'm never going to accept the results of the election if President Trump does not prevail. But I genuinely believe that he will prevail. But if he doesn't, I'm not gonna accept it. And I'm going to always speak honestly about what transpired during the 2020 election. And it seems like millions of Americans and people all over the world see this farce for what it is. And, fortunately, alternative tech is growing. I got to do another video about that. Again, pleading with the people to start moving your content to other websites. We got to do this. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this bullshit response, this meme that people are pushing out there, advertising on their Twitter. It's just like, it's not reality. None of it is true. It's bullshit. And it's so funny seeing this kind of stuff being posted from members of the intellectual dork web. I should probably do another video about them. All right, guys, take care. Peace out.